Russian tank is detected, and a kamikaze drone engages it. The tank's turret bursts into flames, and the fire spreads to the ammunition compartment, causing a large explosion. In April 2026, a Russian T-80BV main battle tank is destroyed by a single FPV drone operated by the Ukrainian Flying Skull unit. The Russian tank crew attempts to contain the fire, but it is too late. They evacuate to a nearby forest belt as the tank continues to burn completely. An armored personnel carrier was detected in the same area and was destroyed by hidden mines. In this footage, a Russian column attempts to break through Ukrainian positions, but is completely destroyed by Ukrainian paratroopers. Most of the tanks were destroyed by precision drone strikes, which engaged them one by one. Each vehicle was hit in sequence, and over time, all of the armored vehicles were set on fire and rendered inoperable. Elsewhere, in March 2026, a Ukrainian soldier fires an RPG at a Russian tank at close range. A Ukrainian soldier moves into position and fires a precise strike at the tank's turret, rendering it inoperable. The mission was highly risky, as another tank had its turret pointed directly toward the position from which the soldier fired. The tank is unable to target the first soldier, who manages to withdraw safely. Another soldier then follows with a second strike to the same area, immobilizing the tank. In April 2026, southeast of the village of Vysok in Zaporizhia Oblast, Ukrainian FPV kamikaze operators detect a Russian TOS-1A Solntsepiok multiple rocket launcher. This TOS-1A Solntsepiok is a heavy multiple rocket launcher system designed to deliver thermobaric rockets at short range against fortified positions and area targets. It is mounted on a tank chassis for mobility and protection, and is typically operated by specialized Russian chemical defense units. The drone engages the vehicle, striking it and causing damage to the TOS-1A system. The impact causes the system to launch a rocket toward a random direction. A reconnaissance drone clearly captures the incident on camera. Despite the initial strike and damage to the system, the crew manages to start the engine and retreat about a mile. A second kamikaze drone is then launched, and after a moment the third strike stops the vehicle. With the rocket launcher halted, a final drone strike is launched from the rear, targeting the engine compartment. The impact sets the vehicle on fire, and the heat triggers the remaining onboard rockets, resulting in a large explosion. These explosions are the result of fuel ignition combined with the detonation of onboard rockets inside the damaged TOS-1A system, producing a large fireball and widespread destruction of the vehicle. Near the same area, a Russian tank is detected, and Ukrainian drone operators quickly close in, delivering a precise strike that sends the turret several feet into the air. Near Pokrovsk in the Donetsk region, Ukrainian forces destroy a Russian assault armored column consisting of 29 armored vehicles. Most of these vehicles were turtle tanks and armored personnel carriers. The lead tank is equipped with mine-clearing equipment and clears a path for the other vehicles. Ukrainian forces use artillery and kamikaze drones and are able to damage the lead vehicle, but it continues the operation. Russian forces attempt to consolidate the vehicles into a large formation, but while the others wait, drone operators destroy one of the vehicles within the formation, leaving it burning on the battlefield. The rest of the column begins to move forward and attempts to break through Ukrainian positions. However, continuous drone strikes destroy one of the vehicles immediately. The fire spreads onto the road as the vehicle continues moving forward. Artillery fire also significantly slows the advance. After multiple strikes, the column begins to scatter and the attack collapses as more vehicles are destroyed. In the end, Russian forces lost 29 vehicles, and personnel losses remain unknown. In a different sector, another Russian column is countered by Ukrainian drone operators in Dobropilya, Donetsk region, by the 1st Separate Assault Regiment. The condition of the equipment is notable. These vehicles no longer resemble standard tanks. They are improvised Frankenstein machines, assembled from mixed components and crudely welded by their crews. The modifications reflect field repairs and adaptations, resulting in heavily altered armored vehicles with inconsistent structure and appearance. These modifications are carried out due to the persistent threat that drones pose to armored military equipment in combat conditions. However, the improvised shielding does not protect them from kamikaze drones, even if the impact is slightly mitigated and all of the vehicles are destroyed. In this captured footage, a tank engagement takes place. A Ukrainian tank is engaged in combat with a Russian T-72B3 tank. The Ukrainian tank fires 2 additional rounds. The second does not penetrate deeply, but the third causes the turret to burst into flames. Even though the target is destroyed, the Ukrainian tank must then withstand 3 incoming anti-tank missiles approaching from different directions. Luckily for the Ukrainian tank, the first strike misses and the second hits a tree. The third strike passes extremely close to the tank's turret but flies over it. Constant movement makes the tank difficult to target across the open field near the tree line. The reconnaissance drone that captures the engagement also detects the positions of Russian forces from which the anti-tank missiles were launched. The Ukrainian tank completes the mission and withdraws, leaving the battlefield with 1 Russian tank destroyed. In March 2026, near Huliaipol in Zaporizhia Oblast, a Ukrainian tank fires direct rounds at concrete fortifications held by Russian assault units, targeting a fortified strongpoint on the front line. The strikes focus on breaking defensive positions. After the strikes, the Ukrainian tank withdraws to its position, and the area is later captured by Ukrainian forces. In the next captured footage, a Ukrainian tank advances while firing, crossing over trenches occupied by Russian infantry and continuing to engage targets with its main gun. The exact location is unknown, but the incident likely takes place near the town of Chasiv Yar in Donetsk Oblast. Tanks remain effective in trench warfare, using armor and direct firepower to suppress fortified positions, cross trench lines, and support infantry operations against entrenched defensive forces in contested frontline areas. Footage captured in dense fog shows a tank from Ukraine's 24th Brigade advancing through a devastated landscape. The crew fires into a tree line, destroying a Russian BMD and nearby infantry concealed in the brush. The limited visibility obscures the battlefield, reducing range and situational awareness for both sides. Despite these conditions, the Ukrainian tank crew identifies targets within the tree line and conducts accurate fire, destroying concealed vehicles and infantry positions under restricted visual conditions. Almost all tanks are equipped with machine guns, which are highly effective against infantry even when visibility is poor. Smoke rises from the destroyed vehicle, and additional firing further reduces visibility. This allows the tank to withdraw from the front line after engaging Russian positions and destroying one of their vehicles. In March 2026, in Donetsk Oblast, Ukraine's Spartan Brigade destroys 3 Russian tanks using strike drones guided by aerial reconnaissance, including 1 tank concealed inside a building. The crews of these tanks attempt to conceal them using surrounding materials and camouflage nets, but Ukrainian drone operators still locate the targets and destroy them. Once again, Russian forces lose equipment worth millions, while Ukraine uses only a handful of low-cost kamikaze drones. In this final footage, a Ukrainian Su-27 fighter jet carries out precision strikes, likely using GBU-62 JDAM-ER bombs, on a former mine building where Russian drone operators have been observed on multiple occasions in Donetsk Oblast. The explosion is large, and the Russian drone operators are no longer able to continue their operations if they are still alive. If you stayed until the end, feel free to see more footage from the world's most critical conflict zones. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time on Iron Pulse Media.